Hi everybody, this is Ellie. Thanks so much for joining me today for a video on what I got from Hobonichi for 2020. I placed my order when the 2020 lineup launched at the beginning of September, and I received it about a week after, and I hadn't planned on doing a haul video, but I got my first ever video request from Nikki B Plans asking to see what I purchased, so I figured I'd hop on here and show you guys. I will say before I start that for me, this was a big haul. I knew that I wanted to explore a lot of their different accessories this year, so I had made a list and budgeted and saved for it. And I'm looking forward to kind of seeing how their different items work for me and my planning and journaling style and having fun with them this year. So in 2019, this year, I used an A6 English version for my journal. And I love it, but it did get a lot chunkier than I anticipated, and I find writing in that a little bit frustrating at times. So for 2020, I'm going to try the Avec version, which has the full calendar year split into these two notebooks. I'm really excited. I like the size, of course the A6, but I like how much thinner this feels. And I think I'll really enjoy starting a fresh notebook in July. I think that'll just kind of keep me really invested, and I always love setting up a new notebook. It just feels so fresh and full of possibilities. So I'm really looking forward to moving into these for my journal for 2020. The weeks that I got for 2020 is the Noji Giku, and it's the regular size. I used a mega in 2019, and if you've seen my flip, I did use some of the note pages, but not nearly enough for me to justify a mega again this year. I love this cover. I love how lightweight it feels, and the plan right now is to use it the same way I'm using my Weeks Now, which is as a memory keeper. But I've also seen some really interesting things lately on Facebook about using it as a health and wellness tracker. So I'm not quite sure where this will end up, but I do know that I will be using it for sure in 2020. I picked up one of these weekly supplements, which is the Week at a Glance basically, and I like how small and portable it is. It's smaller than an A6 size, so here it is compared to the A6 Avec, but it's bigger than a pocket size. I think it'll be great because I do bullet journal in a pocket size, and although this is bigger, it's not bigger by much, and I believe it'll fit into almost every pocket size setup that I have, so that's probably how I'll be using this for the year. I did get a few of the A6 plain notebooks this year. What I really love about these, well, there's three main things. One is the Tomoe River paper. I adore it. It's hard to go back once you've started using it. Two is I love the thickness of it. A lot of notebooks that are kind of designed for bullet journaling are on the thicker side, and while that's great for a lot of people who like to have one notebook span a great deal of time, I have fun moving in and out of notebooks, so finishing one sooner rather than later appeals to me. And the third thing I love is that it's a lay flat notebook. So really excited about this. I got three, and if you've watched any of the videos by Sarah Martinez, you'll have learned, like I did, that you can get notebooks cut down to size. So I went to my local Staples and I got one of the notebooks cut down to pocket size, and I love it so much. It's so stinking cute, and I can't wait to use this as a bullet journal. So here it is compared to the A6 size. And I was mentioning that I would like to use the weekly supplement with it. And you can see that size comparison here. So it's the same height. And then the weekly supplement is just a little bit wider, but I do think it'll work in, like I said, most of my setups. So I'm really looking forward to that. And as for the other two notebooks, I do think I'm going to keep a more permanent bullet journal collection in one of them. I don't love having to migrate my collections in and out of my bullet journal, so I want to set up one of these in the A6 size as a place to keep those collections, like books I want to read, things I want to watch, podcasts, all of that stuff that I don't imagine is going to change on a regular basis will be in here, and I'm really looking forward to it. And then along with the Avec and the weeks came the freebies. So I got two of these Uni Jetstream pens, and I absolutely love it. I think this is my favorite ballpoint, so I'll definitely get a good use out of this. And then the cards here, which you've probably seen. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with these yet, but that's something I will be able to mull over. I picked up a couple of covers this year that I had my eye on last year and didn't end up getting because I just wasn't sure if I'd like the Hobonichi style cover. It turns out I do, and this one here has this kind of lace overlay, like it's only attached on the edges. And this one I thought might be a little too fragile for me, but I saw someone on one of the Facebook Hobonichi groups use a clear cover on top of it, and once I realized that was a possibility, then I went for it because I love this. I love how, to me, it kind of has like a vintage and romantic feel, but it still has a muted and natural color palette, and it's just beautiful. I feel like this is something I'll probably keep and love for years, so really happy with this purchase. This was the first cover I wanted last year, but I didn't get it because I thought I would get tired of it, and I'm not really a pastel kind of person, but I was drawn to it, and I got a plain black cover with a blue inside, which is great. It's perfectly fine, but when I saw that this was still up for purchase, I had to go for it. It's just cheerful and happy, and I love the stripes, and I don't regret this at all. So I have 2 new A6 covers to play around with. I'm not sure what's going where yet, but I love both of these options. To go with the covers, I got mostly clear cover on covers for the Weeks and the A6, but I also got this Dashenka cover, which I wasn't sure about at first, but I saw some pictures of it, and when it's on a plain cover, like the black one I already have, it just looks like a novel, and I love that, and I love the illustration. I think it's so smart to have the clear cover on covers that can totally change the look of the setup without necessarily having to change the cover itself. I got 2 writing boards. I got the 2021 for the Weeks, and I got the Dashenka one for the A6. I love that this looks like a page out of a book. I love the cream background. I love the brown writing and the little tab that says today. And this is just something that makes me smile when I look at it. So looking forward to using this for sure. This is a little pile of accessories that really intrigued me and will be interesting to see how functional and how much I do use them this year. So I got the set of folders. So they just have these really cute designs on them. The 2 sides are sealed, and you can slip in ephemera or receipts or anything loose like that. So I think these will be really great to use, and I'll be able to use them in any of my setups that are A6 or bigger. So hopefully, I'm picturing these carrying, loose ephemera, little sticker sheets maybe. We'll see. Trial and error. I also grabbed these 3 cases here. So this one's for photographs, so I might put in some pictures, or more likely I'll probably use it for some sticker sheets. And then I got one for cards, so it has 2 large sleeves, one at the front, one at the back, and then all the ones in the middle are sized for credit cards. And this one here they call the safety case, which they say fits the passport. So it has the pocket here, a space for 4 cards in the middle, and then kind of a sleeve pocket in the back. So I'm not sure which case will be used in which setup yet. That's something that I'll be able to play around with this year, but I can see them all being really functional for me. So I'm excited to see how that works out. And then I ended up with some fun accessories here that I know I'll use and love. I got 2 sets of Kita washi strips. So I love both of these styles. I have the yellow Hobonichi stencil and I use it all the time. So I picked up this blue one here, which I also think will be super functional for me. I grabbed 2 washi tapes. They're both MT tapes from the Minna Perhonen line. And this one looks like tiles, and it kind of has botanical patterns, butterflies. It's kind of folksy to me, and I really enjoy that. And this one has butterflies. I like how minimal this tape is. I think that's beautiful. I also grabbed a pair of these flat scissors, which I was eyeing last year but wasn't certain about. But now I know that I do use scissors, and it'll be really handy, I think, to have some that slip right in the cover. One of the things that really draws me to Hobonichi is how self-contained I feel the system can be. So you'll have your notebook in here, and then you can have a space for your scissors. Like, all of these pockets are just so intriguing to me. space for your washi tape, space for your stencil once it's out of its packaging, and then you can slip in some of those, either the folders that I was showing you or the albums. And not only that too, but you have the space at the back here, so I think it's it's just really functional and fun, and I like that option. So I really look forward to kind of setting up my systems this year and figuring out what I want to use where and trying different things. That to me is part of the fun. Like, it's great to find what works, and it's also fun to explore new things and to try and tweak your systems. I'm really happy with everything that I've purchased this year. I think the Hobonichi products are amazing. I like all of the accessories that are offered, and I'm trying to use everything intentionally and see where that takes me. I'll have another video coming up that shows the setups that I'm going to start 2020 with, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.